Hello there. I'm phoning to ask if David, the MP caseworker, is available to
Can
speak
I ask
to.
you something, please?
Yes, sure. It's Brian E. McCarthy.
We don't have a Daisy, I'm afraid.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't quite catch that. Sorry.
I said we don't have a Daisy, I'm afraid.
David. Yeah. David, the caseworker. I've met him. Me and my lady witness friend.
Can I ask what it's concerning, please?
Yeah, well, we have been down there to speak to him, and I've spoken to him at great length over the phone, but I've met him in person as well. I've actually left quite a few voice messages for him, because
Can you just give me your address, please?
yeah, my address, yeah. Well, I'm currently self-funding a hotel, but the address I'm supposed to be at is 12 Belmore Road. But there are some very, very serious issues that I need to discuss because, unfortunately, I'm continuously being fobbed off and lied to by the local authorities. And I've just been on the phone for a long time to the local government ombudsman. And I need to update him with my circumstances because.
If you could do that via email, we can certainly add it to your case.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Can I ask what the email address is that I need to use?
It's a normal one. Just to caroline.ansell.mp.
Right. Okay.
The usual one. caroline.ansell.mp@parliament.uk. The one that you've used before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because she's the thing is she's continuously failed me. I've got someone has told me. Well, I've had more than one person say to me that they've contacted the local authority.
I had an abusive call on your behalf this morning, certainly, that I took.
An abusive call on my behalf?
Yes. From a gentleman who rang the House of Commons.
Rang the House of Commons, an abuse.
Yeah, and asked to be put through to us, yeah.
Abusive. Do you mind me asking in what way you mean by abusive, please? I was just because I know that.
All I can say is it's someone who follows your posts on YouTube, and I had to terminate the call with him, and he now is unable to contact our office. Obviously, that's not your fault, but yes, it wasn't very nice.
Right. Okay.
And it certainly doesn't help anyone's case if people can do that.
Well, no.
On your behalf.
No. The thing is, it's very difficult for me, obviously, as a vulnerable woman, because I have got some supporters, and there are people. Obviously, this is something that has concerned me. But if they're doing it on my behalf, I mean, obviously, I do not condone abusive language.
No, I just thought you should need to know, really.
Were they swearing or something like that? Or?
I won't go into it.
Okay.
They were making judgments, shall we say?
Oh, right. Okay.
Significant judgments.
Do you mind me asking? Was it detrimental to me? Was it?
No, not to you, to this office and others. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And I have reported it to the police.
All right. Okay. I can't comment then because.
I wouldn't expect you to. I just thought you ought to know.
Because I know that there's someone whose name I won't mention, who called the police because they were concerned about me.
No. It's someone who was very clear that they were following you on YouTube.
Right. Okay.
I can say no more as I've made a police.
No. I understand. I understand. It's just very difficult for me because.
That's the problem when it's on YouTube, you attract all sorts of different people, don't you?
No, I know. Well, I mean, I've got obviously I've got the intelligence to know that. It's just because it's very the whole reason why I put things on YouTube is because the whole reason why I've set up my YouTube thing is to document the corruption. I've now got the contact of a lady whose name I won't mention, but she's had 40 years of experience of dealing with people in
all I can recommend as you're doing, you go through the normal complaints process. If you've exhausted the complaints process with the council, then you can go to the ombudsman.
Well,
you look at it without that.
No, but the thing is, I have very seriously been. I mean, Caroline. I mean, I'm saying this nicely.
I can't get into that. All I can say is that the procedure is. Whilst I understand what you're saying, I can't go into the ins and outs of it. If you've exhausted, when you mention the ombudsman, if you've exhausted the complaints procedure at the local authority, then the ombudsman can look at taking your case, and your MP can sign off that form if they're at liberty to do that, but not until the complaints process has been followed with the actual local authority, which is Eastbourne in your case.
Okay, yeah, I understand. I just need to let you know that because I don't know what you do and don't know about me, and I don't even know who I'm speaking to. But
I did answer the call with my name.
Right. Well, okay. Well, I don't know who I'm speaking to, so if you withdraw your name, then I'm not going to know anything. But
I said my name is Lucy. I said at the beginning, and I just told it you again just now.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Well, I apologise. I didn't hear that. Okay, well, now I know your name. But I just, the thing is, Caroline Ansell, and I'm saying this in the nicest possible way, she's been complicit in my failings with the emails and everything. I've gone down every procedure. And I just need to just let you know that I've just been on the phone about an hour ago to, it was about 2 or 3 hours ago, actually. Time flies. I was for a very long time speaking to someone from the local government ombudsman about the past 6 years and I'm dealing with all of this on my own as a vulnerable woman, and I was told by the call handler I might have to wait up to 8 weeks for a response. Now, I had already waited 12 weeks for a response from the council, which I never got when I put the CFO on notice. Now, there are members of the council who have failed me, and you know, I've stipulated this time and time again. So yeah, I've also had people illegally hanging up on me. They're not allowed to do that. And I can get this lady to verify this for me, this lady that who's had 40 years of experience.
Barney, can I just ask, I failed to see what I can do with the information you're giving to me now.
Well,
when I've explained that you need to go through the complaints process at the council.
But I've just told you that's what I've done. That's what I've been doing. Yeah.
I don't know what else I can add to that.
Well, but this is exactly what I mean. I've got people there. I mean, I am very concerned about the people that watch because I have had problems, but I know that I have got genuine supporters on YouTube, and
I don't think that's what I said. I did say that it's absolutely not something that they're doing on at your behest or your behalf. I just thought you ought to know.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate. Oh no, I really appreciate you telling me that, because
not a problem.
But
all we can do is I fail to see where we're going with the conversation, because I've advised what the procedure is. You're telling me that you're very unhappy with Caroline.
Of course.
But what am I supposed to say to that? I'm not. I'm not sure where we're going with the phone call.
What do you expect me to say? Because I I'm telling you that I've been fobbed off and lied to, and you're telling me there's no David that works there. Well,
I didn't say that, Bryony. If you're recording the call by any chance.
You did say that, and I yes, of course. You did say.
Say that at the very beginning.
I don't need to say that legally. No, I don't.
You do.
I do not.
Okay. Well,
Why do you think I'm doing this? Why do you think I'm?
I have no desire to get into an argument with you. I did not.
Right.
say
Well,
that
Lucy,
there is no
you are
Daisy.
complicit.
I said there is no
Well, Lucy.
Daisy. That's what I thought you said.
Lucy, I have it recorded that at the start of this call you said there's no David there. My lady.
There's no Daisy, Bryony.
Sorry?
Not no David. I said there's no Daisy. I heard Daisy. And when you repeated David.
No, I said David.
I'm the senior caseworker.
Okay.
Okay. I
No, I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. I said well, you misheard me then, because I said David. And all right then. So are you saying, okay, can we okay, you misunderstood me. I said, is there a David that works there? No, I mean, right, you're getting me. I said there is a David that works there because my lady witness Juliet and I met him, and I played him a recording of one of the licensees attacking me in an accommodation that I should never have been put in the first place, legally, as a vulnerable woman. And I've learnt this from the lady whose name I won't mention, who's had 40 years experience dealing with people like me. And I mean, I'm shaking because of the stress that this everything that I have been through. I've just been through a suicidal episode today, and I've found the strength to ring the local government ombudsman.
Have you reached out to your GP, or you have a mental health team that you work with?
They've all been complicit in my failings, along with Caroline Ansell. Now,
okay, all right.
who is?
Now,
I have. Can I just say?
We're going round in circles.
Yes, I hear that phrase all the time. We're going round in circles. Now, who was it who received my voice messages? Yeah, because I left a voice message. I've left several voice messages, which I've documented on YouTube for the local MP office, and I haven't heard back from David or anyone. I've been fobbed off by people at the council. I've been hung up on by people. 4 people in total have hung up on me, and I've recorded this on YouTube, and they're not allowed to do that. They're not allowed to do that, and they have, and they've told me that they would get the head of housing, Gary Hall, the head of house.
Could you listen to me just for a moment, please?
I will listen to you. Yes, I hope you listen to me.
I certainly have.
Well, I was just.
Can you listen to me, please?
I was just about to say something, but okay, yes, go ahead.
Go ahead. Say what you need to, and then I'll explain what I can say.
Okay, thank you. I was told that Gary Hall, the head of housing, because it's all documented on YouTube, the head of, he was going to get back to me, and he hasn't. I've been self-funding a hotel for my safety for 6 months now. My money is running out. I'm too scared to go back to the property. I'm shaking. I have recorded, everything. This is what I've spent hours telling David this, and my lady witness was with me. Anyway, I'm not going to just keep repeating myself, because I'm used to hearing the same phrases. We're going round in circles and being hung up on. And
nobody's hanging up on you. I have a duty to explain to you there's only certain things that your MP can do, and that is raise issues to the local authority or other agencies. I can assure you Caroline has done that. If those agencies choose not to respond to you, then you have to follow their complaints process.
I've done that. I've done all of that. And she's not done anything about this. They've still got my...
We have raised it to Eastbourne Borough
I have not had my clothes back. The IOPC have refused to help me. So it has to go to a higher level because I have not had the clothes back from the police that were taken from.
You need to raise that with the IOPCC.
And I should have a public apology from the Herald because I could sue them for libel for what they.
Again, you need to go through. I know it's hard, but you need to go through the appropriate complaint processes for all of those, I'm afraid.
Well, I have been going through every process that there is, and I'm not getting responses from.
Have you got full responses from the council? You're saying you haven't.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so you've got nothing in writing from the council to your formal stage 1 and stage 2 complaint?
No, I've had nothing. As I said, 12 weeks ago, I put the CF.
Have you made stage 1 and stage 2 complaints?
I put the CFO on notice, and I've got proof of evidence of recorded.
Sorry, what's the CFO? Sorry, I don't understand.
The Chief Financial Officer, the 151 officer under common law. That's the person that I've gone through every process I can possibly think of.
The Chief Finance Officer of what organisation?
Of Eastbourne Borough Council. You can look her up. Hamira Javadi. He or she.
Be the person that was looking at stage 1 and 2 complaints.
That is the individual under common law that you put on note. It's an official notice.
Okay, but has she advised you? You've had no response from her, and she hasn't advised you to go through stage 1 and 2 complaints.
I've had nothing back. That was 12 weeks ago.
Okay, so that's where the local government ombudsman comes in.
Exactly.
Your form.
No, well, that's what I wanted to speak to David, the MP caseworker.
He wouldn't get the form for you. You would need to get the form.
Well, this is what I wanted to pass on to him, but obviously no one's been picking up my voice messages, which I've live streamed on YouTube for everyone to see. But it's for my own purpose. So no one has the right to share it. This is for my own personal documentation. So I rang the local government ombudsman a little while ago, and I spoke at great length. And he said, the person I spoke to said that he would aim to get a response within 8 weeks. I'm self-funding as a vulnerable person.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but is he sending you a form, or are you downloading it, filling it in and sending it back to
I haven't had a form or anything. He's going to
post one out to you, is he?
He's going to post a letter out to my partner's address.
Okay, cool. Okay. Well, that's good. That's at least a start.
Yes, well, I find this absolutely, just disgusting. I've let Josh Babarind, who I don't know if I've said that properly. He's the candidate who wants to take over from the Lib Dem.
It's the Democrat candidate. Yeah, if there is an election.
Yeah, well, he I know what public opinion generally seems to be. I know not what my opinion is, because she never wanted to even meet me in the first place.
I can certainly take all this down and make her aware of it, but more than the advice that I've given you today, Bryony, I really can't help, I'm afraid.
Well, can't help, won't help. I mean, it's just to be perfectly honest with you, for all the lies and fobbing off that I've had, it wouldn't surprise me if the individual who you claim was abusive about, I didn't hear it for myself, but I can tell you this. I've been accused of being abusive in calls that I have recorded, and for all these crimes that have been committed against me, my civil and human rights, police beatings, unlawful detaining, homelessness, all these things that no one should ever have to go through.
Bryony, I do really need to bring this call to a close now.
Yes, well, you sound very interested in me as a constituent, don't you?
I think I have listened and tried to help.
Well, you really do not have the attitude of someone that's concerned about a vulnerable woman who's been not only failed as a constituent, but has been put in these horrendous circumstances. I'm shaking right now because of the trauma that I have been left with by this corrupt council. And I can tell you this, in my opinion, I could see the distress in David's eyes, because he said, I would be more angry than you, and we get a lot of complaints about these temporary accommodations. Can I just finish what I'm saying? You're speaking over me. I didn't finish my sentence. I didn't finish my sentence, Lucy. Go ahead. That sounds very concerned, doesn't it? He said, we get a lot of complaints about temporary accommodations. And I said, I'm not surprised, because I've illegally been put in these places as a vulnerable person. But he said to me what a PCSO once said to me. He said, I'd be more angry than you if I was in your position. And I've been extremely polite. And every time I've phoned people up who've been obnoxious, hung up on me. And really, if you did care, as an individual, comes down to individuality. You would be showing me concern right now. I am shaking. I'm appalled. My voice messages that I've left have not been answered to. And I tell you, I'm just running on. I'm shaking right now. I'm absolutely shaking, because I forced myself to make this phone call, and you're treating this as if, oh my gosh, it's so, you can't wait to get home. You don't want to be bothered. My life has been put in danger in a council accommodation where I've recorded neighbours complaining. I recorded neighbours. I've been attacked, assaulted, my bedroom window smashed. And you're telling me under common law, the 151 officer is responsible for not putting me in a safe place. I didn't know this because I'm not clued up on the law and common law, but it's people like that I have to thank, really. So, that's it, really. I've got people watching now, commenting, and I can read by their comments. They're passing the buck. The authorities are supposed to have a duty of care, despite they don't show it. Warrior Wales, thank you very much. There are people. These are the people. The lady who came with me to speak to David. Should I tell you who she is? This witness. She's a passerby in the street. She's had cancer. I don't know. She's still having to go to see an oncologist. She's had problems with adult social care. I don't want to say anything that she wouldn't want me to say. But I don't want to put my problems onto her and make her ill. But I'm letting her know about this call, because I tell you what, it's been a real eye-opener for me, because I lost my mother to cancer whilst I was in supported accommodation, and the local authorities were failing me then. And I've been bullied at St Wilfrid's Hospice by a care coordinator who didn't want me to even speak to the nurses.
Bernie,
all right. Well, okay, there you go.
Everything you said, and I have advised you to do what you need to do.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll help them as well.
Please, can you let me finish?
Mm-hmm.
Listen to you at length. I've advised you to go to use the form with the local government ombudsman if you feel the council haven't dealt with your complaints properly or professionally. I've also advised you to go back to the IOPTC and
I've done all of this. No, I've done all of this.
I really do need to get on with the other calls.
Well, Lucy, can I ask you what happened? Lucy, can I just ask you what happened to the voice messages that I left the other day about?
Record any voice messages and ring back.
Well, I haven't had a call back, and you don't sound very interested. And by the way, a lady here.
I find that quite offensive.
It's a fact. There's a lady. There are people here who are affirming me. there. Can I just say? Well, you're not. Well, I may not speak. Are you saying I may not speak? I may not speak. You're terminating the call. I may not speak. Yeah, I know. I heard myself say, David. She's terminated the call. You can hear. They've got your voice. They've got all my voice messages. They're covering it all up in their cozy little club. Councillor Stephen Holt, he knew I put the CFO on notice. They all know about it. He was very quick to say, no, they're not responsible. So he knew about it, but he wouldn't speak to my lady witness. Yes, I did say, David. I'm shaking now. She sounded very concerned about me, didn't she? I've left all these voice messages. I've been fobbed off. They've got my blood on their hands. That's what I did. In December 2018, I stabbed myself through the arm with a 6-inch knife. Self-funding, and I should never have had to do that. Well, I can't wait to let Juliet know about this. I'm shaking right now. I had panic. I had anxiety attacks all of yesterday. It's times like this, I think it's not my partner that's behind this because of the gaslighting, the narcissism. Oh, but she claims that someone became abusive, that they phoned the House of Commons. There you go. If anyone wants to contact Josh Babarindi for me, because he was meant to get back, he was meant to contact me 3 weeks ago. I filled in an online form and he hasn't got back to me. I'm fighting this to the death. Because this woman, this horrible woman who's just hung up on me, wants to convince me that one of you was abusive about them because they haven't helped me. Oh, I can feel. These are the people that have made me suicidal. I'm shaking. I'm sorry, I'm not able to read your comments. I'm going to ring back, though. I'm going to ring back. Just to say what you said. It will give me pleasure. They don't like it that they can record you. I've got so many rights. So many rights. Only go into politics.
Thank you for calling the office of Caroline Ansell, Member of Parliament for Eastbourne and Willingdon. We're sorry that no one is able to take your call at the moment. If you require urgent assistance and you live within Eastbourne, please call the Eastbourne Community Hub on 01323 679 722. If you live in Willingdon, Jevington, Wannock or Polegate, please call the Wilden Community Hub on 01323 443322. You may also like to email Caroline at Caroline.
I might have to read your comments afterwards because I'm shaking right now.
Alternatively, please leave your phone number, your name and a short message and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
Hello, this is a message for Lucy. Lucy, yes. Someone's going to pick this message up. Whether you listen to it or not, it doesn't matter. You hung up on me and it's all recorded for everyone to see. If you have children, I really do feel for them because this is their future. A vulnerable woman who's been attacked, raped, attempted rape, domestic violence, and the worst has been from complete strangers and the police and all these crimes committed against me. But I just wanted to let you know, there's a lovely lady here called Sarah who said, yes, I definitely said David. So, and I will have great pleasure in playing this back to watch. And I'm going to let my lady witness friend know about this. You're just digging a hole for yourself, really. The less you want to do, the more fobbing off, the more lies. Yeah, so thanks very much. Thanks for hanging up on me, and thank you for interrupting me. Thank you for showing a lot of concern. My mother cried for me when she said they're supposed to be helping you, and she was dying of cancer. My soulmate mother, bullied at St Wilfrid's Hospice as well. Yeah, well, we know that Caroline Ansell, as Josh said, she's only in it for herself, the Tories.
To save message, press 0. To repeat, message saved.
Nothing abusive about that. Right. I'm now going to get off here, and I'm just going to try and calm down a bit. If I don't sort of calm down inside my head, then I can't concentrate. The trauma that they've left me with. Bobby, tell her she's got to help you under the Equality Act 2010. I'll just leave another message to say that. What the heck? It's not going to make any difference, but this will be great for the children of our future, won't it? The next generations, They're obviously so busy, aren't they? They sound so busy, don't they?
Now disabled for this extension.
Oh, they've made my phone line, they've made it disabled now, have they? I just wanted to add what you said, Bobby Kent. The Equality Act 2010 prohibits discrimination on named grounds. These are called protected characteristics. The relevant protected characteristics are age, disability, gender, and maternity. Caroline Ansell, the Tories really sound like you really care about you're putting party before people. I'd like to know why Josh hasn't got back to me, though, because that's 3 weeks ago. It was the 15th of March that I It was the 15th of March that I filled out his. You people are wonderful, by the way. I'm sorry if they're gaslighting me. All these people are gaslighting me. And this is someone from the MP office telling me that one of you who supported me has been abusive to them. But this is what I mean, pass the buck, pass the buck. Yeah. Hello there. Yeah, another message for Lucy. You're obviously very busy. That's why I'm able to leave so many voice messages that aren't picked up. Lucy, Yeah, you just tried to disable me just now, disable the call. You obviously run off your feet trying to help vulnerable people. As someone just said here, I've got a lot of supporters. The Equality Act 2010 prohibits discrimination on named grounds. These are called protected characteristics. The relevant protected characteristics are age, disability, gender, and maternity. So on a personal level, I mean, Caroline Ansell, people say to me she's a Christian. Is this what Christians do? Because she's not even serving the people. She's not even doing her job. Party before people. I'd like to know which God it is that Councillor Stephen Holt supports, because his face, it was on a councillor cabinet for community, and his face was on. I signed my mother's death certificate at the town hall whilst I was in supported accommodation, and they didn't want to help me. Down to you to get the help you need. And people were saying, are they helping you with your mother's cancer? You're doing everything that's criminal against me and my human rights and civil liberties. You are failing me. Caroline Ansell and your employees. We've given you a chance. I've given you a chance. Juliet and I have given you a chance. And all the lies and fobbing off from the council and the endless emails and lies, not just to me, but the neighbours in that area, the neighbours who support.
Message, press 0. To repeat your call, message saved.
It just makes my blood boil. I'm done now. I'm not leaving any more voice messages. NHS sent disabled person without a proper safe care package of 4 calls a day. 36 hours I'm put in a care home due to lack of care and community. I'm so sorry. I'm just so self-absorbed. I can't. Hello, Ian. Sorry, I did text. I'm on a bit of a I'm in fight mode. You want to see the start of this live stream. I'm going to phone my lady friend now. I'm shaking because of this phone call. I am shaking. I was hung up on by this lady. She claims that I said something else when I actually said David, and this lovely Sarah, that's my mother's name, Sarah. She heard me say David. You can hear it. You couldn't make it up. But this woman was trying to make me believe that one of you who contacted the House of Commons has now been blocked from speaking on my behalf because she said they were abusive. But she's abused me by hanging up on me. Do you see what I mean? So who's the worst one here? Is it her or is it that individual? You see what I mean? John Alexander Patterson put in prison. I met him in the psychiatric unit. He'd gone to the Scotland Yard with documents to do with child abuse. And the Ministry of Defence zoomed him down there Sussex police were out of their jurisdiction outside the Royal Courts of Justice. I didn't know who this man was until I spoke to him. He said there are people in here who shouldn't be in here. No, because they kept saying that I should get help in the care in the community, and we don't get that. Caroline Ansell is in it for the Tories. This Josh who wants to take over from her, it's online, you can look it up. He's saying that she thinks that elderly people should pay for their own care. And she's meant to be a Christian. I tell you what, I was on the night shelter in one of the churches in Old Town. My partner was there. There were people with bunk beds. It reminded me of guide camp. And they all thought that they were being all so wonderful and giving us food. We should not People died for our freedom. And she came over to me and she bent down to me as if I was a 3-year-old. And I said to them, I don't want to speak to that woman. They said, right, we'll tell her not to. And they think they're being all charitable and all of that. I was at the Lamb Inn. And I'll tell you what, there were people getting so angry with her. This was before the 6 years of hell that I've had since the start of my relationship with my partner. When she told him to get a caring role through Care for the Carers, help was thrown at him. Yes, because they've used him as a sort of scapegoat. They've abused me and my rights. They banned him from visiting me in the psychiatric unit. And yet they only allowed him in the council on my behalf to gaslight both me and him and make me think every time he's abusive to me that it's all him. It's not. It's not. I realised that after Monday, when I phoned in, you remember when Dan was doing his live phone-in, I was in good spirits. I was laughing. I was saying to my partner, oh, look, Darren, look, this is really funny. Look at Dan, look what he's doing. And, you know, when I was typing comments, I'd been on the phone to Tina that day. She's an amazing woman. And I won't say anything about that. But then we had a massive, I won't go into all the details, but we had this, because, you know, emotional abuse, I'm being forced to disclose very private things. I'm having to put everything that I've got out there because I don't know what else to do. I'm a vulnerable person. Right. I need to get off here now, though, and I'm going to phone Juliet and I'm going to tell her about this. Yeah, they're having tea and biscuits, exactly. It's like when when you go to the church hall and they say, have a cup of tea, we'll pray for you. And they're saying, look, the council have said we've got to close up at 4:00. Come on. So they're praying for you. And you're like, people are getting the chairs and you're having your cups of tea. Quick. We're on British time. Everyone wants to go home at 4:00. And then you've got elderly people shaking your hands. I tell you what I did. And I don't mean this in a big-headed way, but I used to wear pretty dresses. I can't remember the last time I wore a dress. Was that about 8 years ago or something like that? I used to wear heavy makeup all the time and all that. But I'd go back into that flat and I nearly went mad. I couldn't physically eat at one point. I'm going the other way now. But I lost my mother to cancer, and all those years, I was crying out inside. I had problems with leaks. I've had attempted rape, domestic violence, and so many people in this town get paid to help people, and they do nothing. This girl was a patient opposite me, on the bed opposite me. She's saying she's on my side. She said, she was a sweet, quiet little thing, and she said, they do nothing. But she was on my side, you know. I could see some of myself in her, but I was at that point in my life for like an early midlife crisis where I was, because I'm 40 and I've never had the help. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I'm not ashamed anymore. I'm not ashamed. They're the ones who should be ashamed. Anyway, I need to breathe. Yes, Ian, they just do it to wind you up. Yeah. And do you know the phrase she used? Play this back afterwards and watch it. She said, we're going round in circles. They do that all the time. The number of times I've had, we're going round in circles. They do it. You know, these modern words, these mind control words. They use it as mind control, as a trigger. We're going round in circles and hanging up. Did you even hear her say, well, I haven't hung up on you, have I? And what did she do? She hung up on me. I might just let her know that. You've got to have your wits about you. You've got to have your wits about you.
Thank you for calling the office of Caroline Ansell, Member of Parliament for Eastbourne and Willingdon.
Just an FYI.
If you require urgent assistance and you live within Eastbourne, please call the Eastbourne Community.
I can't wait to tell Juliet this.
679 722. If you live in Willingdon, Chevington, Wannock or Polegate, please call the Wilden Community Hub on 01323 443322. You may also like to email Caroline at caroline.ansell.mp@parliament.uk.
Yes, Ian. Yes.
Alternatively, please leave your phone number, your name, and a short message, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
Well, I'm going to wind them up. Oh, hi, Lucy. Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to let you know it's Bryony McCarthy again. So apart from, yes, other people hearing that I said David, I've just realised, do you remember saying, well, I can play the video for you if you like. You said, I'm not going to hang up on you. I'm not going to be one of those people. And what did you do? You hung up on me. So it's all recorded. It's all on here. So I just wanted to let you know that. It's fairly amusing, actually. Okay, thanks. Bye.
To save message saved.
Play it back. Just play it back. Make a note of it. Write it down. Just write down the number of times they make themselves look stupid. Well, I'm not going to hang up on you. She did hang up on me. Play it back. Oh, I do feel a lot better now. I have texted Dan, by the way, Ian. Care in the community, I know, isn't it wonderful? Well, I'm not going to hang up on you, am I? And she hangs up on me. Makes you wonder if the names they give you are their real names. Can you imagine being their children, though? I mean, my late mother had an amazing life at sea. This is why I'm still here. In the 50s and 60s, the stories she had to tell me. And amazing. The illegal abortion she had in Pennsylvania in 1958. She told me about that at the end of her life in one of these hotels when we were having our English tea. And being so middle class, you think these people are there to help you and everything. Wow, her life in New York. But yeah, and she said people in this country, they moan, but few speak out. And she shouted in church against the appraisal of my headmaster because the PTA were complaining about him. All the parents, the governors at my Catholic school, they didn't like him, shouted in church. So do you think maybe if I was to get paranoid, there might be something on the system that says, oh, she's the daughter of... I don't care. They failed me. End of. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, anyway, so I might go into a very dark place a little bit later on. I'm a little bit confused. I don't know why. I'm a little bit into places because all this gaslighting, it's like, why would someone from the PAP community call the police when they know that they're the ones who've helped make me suicidal? And I'm in a predicament over that one, especially when they turn around and say, you know, there are good people in the police force. And I'm thinking, and now I've had someone who's from the MP office who's hung up on me and said that that someone has phoned on my behalf and been abusive to phoned the House of Commons and been abusive. So what do I do then? What do I do? I mean, I'm in hellfire. I'm a vulnerable woman on my own. They just keep. I've got copies of the emails. People didn't want to speak to me. They're forcing people. This is why Tina said that 17,000 people took their own lives. Sarah, did you say you heard David? Oh yeah, you heard David. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just looking back at the comments I've missed. Yeah, they've sit on like the GPs. Yeah, they've all. I've changed my. Did you know I've changed my doctor's surgery several times? I've been at Green Street. I'm at the awful Lighthouse practice. The complaints manageress did what the care coordinator did at the hospice. The care coordinator that I'd never met before at the hospice tried to shoo away nurses who nursed my dying mother. The Great St Wilfrid's Hospice. The same thing happened at my so-called doctor's surgery, the Lighthouse practice, when the complaints manageress told me to go away, shoo away one of the nice receptionists who was crying for me and holding my hand when I was telling her I wanted to jump off Beachy Head. All these people, I don't know how they can keep their jobs. It's really got to take for people like you and me to get on the streets and protest. I would have gone to the London protests, but I've been so ill. I've been attacked in my council accommodation. Life starts at 40. We'll wait till I upload the next thing. I don't understand why Josh Burundi, OBE, Lib Dem candidate to take over from this Caroline Ansell. He said he aims to get back within 10 days. It was 3 weeks ago, and it's an emergency. I don't know. And Josh Burundi has spent all his life in Eastbourne. So, just like Caroline Ansell, but I've spent most of my life down here, but I only started living in the town 17 years ago and everything deteriorated when my mother died. So, I wish I could meet you people. I don't mean that rudely. I mean, I don't know what people. I bless you, Sarah. Bumblebee. Is it? Oh, Bumblebee. Sorry, am I getting confused? Humble. Oh, sorry, I'm getting you confused with humble asshole. Sorry. There's someone who calls themselves humble asshole, and her real name is Sarah or Sarah, and I, because it sounds like Bumble, humble. Sorry, Bumble. My head, it's all too much. I'm trying not to. I'm on my own with this. I don't know what's going on anymore. So NHS sent to say, oh, I've already read that. But it's not going in. A proper safe care package of 4 care calls a day, 36 hours. I'm put in a care home. I'm sorry that you went through that, Bumblebee, that you're being put through this. This is why I don't want to go back into so-called supported accommodation, because of how horrendous it was. You lose trust in people, and the awful man who failed not only me but someone who's been on the housing list for 35 years or used to work in a laundrette in Eastbourne. She was on the housing list for 35 years. And that person who's meant to be worked in mental health, he was saying to me, why do you walk around in a bra and hot pants? She told me, the lady in the laundrette, he told me you walk around, and she said, I never said that. I said you were dressed hot pants and a one of those crop tops, but it was summer. But it was because it was late at night. She was concerned about me, and I said, I thought, bra and pants. He said, what's this, you walking around in a bra and pants? What a thing to say in the MP office, because he thinks that I'm, dressing provocatively. When I was younger, I did dress more provocatively, but that's up to me, and it was summer. I said, I'm a grown. He said, I wouldn't let my 16-year-old daughter walk around like that. What planet are these people on? But because that was in 2014, they don't listen. They just do not listen. You articulate your needs, and it's horrendous. Authority. Yes, Warrior Wales. Yes, it's the authorities causing alarm, harm, and distress. That's why I was shaking. That's the MP office. These are the people who are meant to care. Now, I had someone from the local government ombudsman showing me he was on my level, but he was also saying, well, the world we live in now, and the police are allowed to break your door in. I didn't want to talk about him in a disparaging way, but I appreciated his honesty. But it's like, I said, no. I said, what I know what they are and aren't allowed to do. I mean, common sense, really, and we just live in the world. I just feel like I'm in hellfire. People are stupid. People are vile. I recorded a hate crime towards me from staff who manage the property. What is considered a hate crime? The same word that Dan used in one of his videos. I was referred to as an effing spastic by someone that manages the property, and said that in one of their other properties, they'd walked in on dead bodies and he looked distressed, and he turned out to be demented as that magistrate's custody suite manager who swore at me and said, you'll go to prison. Sorry, have I got a 1950s head? That's the way I was brought up. But yeah, so it's like you're old-fashioned if you think in a normal way. if you've got sanity. I'm looking, the people that are paid to protect me, the public servants, are the ones who've traumatized me and made me suicidal. I love the fact that I'm managing to hold up a mirror and show them all up, Eastbourne Borough Council, for their lies, their deceit, their cowardness. Is this really the world you want your children to grow up in? This is at a local level, for crying out loud. Who do I go to? I'm not going to even walk into a church. I won't go into a church anymore. Oh, Bumblebee, thank you so much for your thank you so much. I've got to try and, Tina did say about breathing, and I do try. But I was very careful not to use, well, I'm not using her surname, so they won't know who I'm talking about. The thing is, Tina said to me, we can get the local MP involved. Actually, yeah, so I need to contact Juliet and Dan now, because this is what I mean. Anyway, if I love you and leave you now, and I just tell them this: you need to have a good memory to be a good liar. Yes, Ian. Yes. I had my wits about me because I suddenly thought to myself, hang on a minute. She said, I did. Oh, God. I've got to write this down. Right. So that's 3 things I need to remember. This is why I write things on my hand. Right. There are 3 things I want to, you've got to, my brain's going to go to mush. You think I'm going to take those dangerous antipsychotics, and I've got to be careful what I say, because I know some people do take medication for their mental health, but I took it for different types for about 12 years and it just made me worse. I need my faculties. I know that the effects of some of these dangerous poisons, and that's why they don't like me, because I'm not feeding into the billion-dollar industry of this corruption of pharmaceuticals. So I don't take medication, herbal good stuff. I don't drink, smoke, or take drugs. And that's why last night I nearly went mad. I very nearly had to call NHS 111 because of the stress it's causing me, but I didn't. I let the devil do his work. I didn't feel like praying because of my partner. And I kind of had that attitude that Dan has last night. I don't know how I'm feeling right now, but that feeling that Dan said, Dan doesn't believe in anything, he thinks that when you die, and that's it. And I just feel like I've been having suicidal thoughts. I've been, you name it. But that's as a result of this. This is what is making me suicidal. My partner, yes, but treated like a piece of dirt. No, they're treating me like I'm asking for a millionaire's mansion covered in gold, when I'm just asking for people to keep me safe, to do their basic duty. People died for our freedom. I said what Tina said in the psychiatric unit. People died for our freedom. You call this freedom? The people I've met in the psychiatric unit, honest to goodness. Unfortunately, they're also connected to, some of them are connected to shills and grifters. So it's very difficult to know who you can and can't trust. But this woman who's just hung up on me saying, I can't trust one of you lot, who's rung up on my behalf. I'll wait till I tell Tina this. I remember her, humble arsehole. It's a funny name, isn't it? Sorry, Warrior Wales, I haven't responded to you much. And I know that you're one of the best supporters, like Ian. And, unless you are a druggy, alky, member of the LGBT, or black, or an immigrant, they don't want to know. Yeah, which is interesting, because I've got to be careful what I say. But my sister, who's had a sex change to a man, she used to work for Southdown Housing. And because, ironically, they're the people who made me homeless when my mother was dying of cancer, and I had problems with my sister. So they must love her, because she fits this. She can do whatever she likes. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm against that, unless it affects children and it's immoral. If you're an adult, you can do whatever you like. But I disagree with it. But yeah, they've discriminated me and my rights. They probably like her. I've got to be careful what I say, because I don't know. We haven't been in touch. But as you say, they're discriminating me. I've been told the only way that I would get a help it is if I'm on drugs or whatever. The crimes that they've committed against me are endless, absolutely endless. So anyway, That's why it's so important that I keep, they keep telling me to leave it in the past. No, my past is still ongoing. I've been self-funding for half a year. I've been forced to sleep rough. Anyway, I've really got to go now, but thank you so much for your support. Oh, no, I know. Thank you, Warrior Wales. I just really appreciate your... You've got to have a good memory to be a liar, as I have come across a psychopath before and they hated me for telling the truth. Oh, I've met the best place to meet psychopaths, Warrior Wales. I agree with you, is in the psychiatric unit, a mental health nurse called Steve. I'd already been assaulted by them, pinned to the bed, had my phone snatched from me. I'd been up on Beachy Head on the 21st of October 2020. I'd been on the phone to the local government ombudsman and a social worker, Caroline Ansell. I've got the emails days before that date. I've got copies of those emails just days before the 21st of October 2020. It was a Wednesday. And I'd been on the phone to the local government ombudsman, which they have no record of, and you will hear this in my next live stream, because they delete phone calls and conversations after 30 days. But then, funnily enough, when I was on the section 136, they said, we have no recollection of this. And yet it happened just hours after I'd spoken to them with a reference number. So I'd had, so they really are closing all ranks on me. I was bruised by the police. This is to do with the beating on Beachy Head. They've still got my clothes. I've got a copy of that email. I will send it to Dan. I'm getting so angry now. Excuse me a minute, because I need to make a note of this, because my brain is going to go to mush otherwise. I've got a bit of an adrenaline rush, even though I'm not sleeping. So I'm going to forward my email to the IOPC to Dan. Tina MP, ring Juliet. I'm shaking because I need to know what I'm going to do next. Saying there's no David. Hanging up. Right. Yeah. Okay, so I did text Dan, and I'm going to let him know about. I did let him know that I would be doing this. I think I did anyway. But I'm going to forward my email to the IOPC to Dan, because they've still got my clothes. Right. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. Tina, mention this phone call, MP. Deep breath. Email Caroline Ansell. I'm barely functioning. They say, why don't you do this with you? You go down to the psychiatric unit and they say, have you thought about doing this and that? They talk to you as if you're a stupid 3-year-old. Have you thought about doing this? Have you thought about... I live streamed being attacked by a licensee in my council accommodation. Someone in America commented on the live stream saying, I thought the cops here were bad. Why haven't they done anything? And you can see the police saying, yes, she's left blood on the door, and they walk out. They do nothing, but they arrest me for reporting and recording. It's no wonder that guy that works at the library thinks that the Illuminati are in Eastbourne. You're telling me. Call it what you like. I don't care if you call it. You could call it the hell what you like. I don't care. Bloody evil, though. and they're all going to be held responsible, some form or another. Call it what you like, Yahweh, God, Satan, karma. I don't care. I really do not care anymore. I'm done. I'm absolutely done. So long as it's out there, I'm putting it out there. It's out there. The truth is out there. Sorry about that. And if anyone shares my live streams, my videos without my consent, does anything with them, well, they're breaching my GDPR because it's in the YouTube, my YouTube disclaimer. I am the uploader, Bryony McCarthy, and if you do this without my consent, you're breaching my GDPR. This is for my own purpose. If you take this and you do, because under Ian, what did you say? The was it DPR or something? I'm allowed to record. I am allowed to record, so long as it's for my purposes. Anyway, deep breath. Thank you, Ian. I'm sorry I haven't spoken to you. I'm a bit weird like that. I really appreciated your kindness and your concern. It's hellfire. This is. It's, call it what you like. It's hellfire, because how do I know who I can and can't trust? I don't know. I don't know who I can and can't trust, because that Lucy could have been telling the truth, that they got whoever it was could have been abusive. But then I know what they consider to be abuse, because they can accuse me of it when they've been abusive to me. I was going to say something earlier and I didn't finish. That psychiatric nurse, when I was beaten by the police and taken on that section, whatever it was, section 2, it was 136 and then it was a 2. It's all fear and control. The New World Order is on its way, and this is it. This was, if you see a radio interview from 1993, an American is saying that back in the 60s, it was predicted that psychiatric units in the future would be used for control. I don't know where it is online, but Andy Devine played it, and it's very frightening because it's saying everything that I've experienced for myself. That they would be used as like FEMA camps and concentration. Well, if you've experienced what I've experienced, I was illegally forcibly injected, sedated, when the police wouldn't give me my phone to contact. The staff would not give me my phone to contact the police to get my possessions back from one of these temporary accommodations I should never have been put in the first place. Because as Tina said, they're not meant to do that if you have complex issues. Yeah. And they pinned me down, and I'll tell you who the nursing assistant was. Her name was Shani. And I said to Darren, look me in the eye. Is this true? Because a nursing assistant said to me they would lose their job if they were to rip up your CAS card, the yellow form that you fill in when you go into the NHS hospital. He said, no, yes, she did. I said, right. Because when I said this nursing assistant, I said to her, well, isn't that funny? Because if my partner's lying, what Shani did to me was still a hangable offence under the Nuremberg trials. She told them to pin me down. And I said to them, what you did to my partner in A&E was disgusting, tearing up his CAS card. And this, no word of a lie, this is what she said. Right, give her the injection. They are psychopaths. And Steve, the nurse, this is Sussex Partnership. You only even have to look at Trustpilot. They are guilty of so many suicides and one murder because of failings. Look on Indeed.com, bullying in admin, New Haven. And this nurse, Steve, after I'd been beaten by the police and then nursing assistants, he said, I've got proof that you said to me, he was all red-faced when he said it. It's like there was guilt in his face. He said, you said to me that my children should be aborted. And he said, no, I've got witnesses. And I just looked at him and I just said, wow, because he wanted me to get angry. And that woman, that vile Polish woman who's been now a matron, because the last one that I recorded saying, yes, we can call the police. And I said, Councillor Robin Maxted said they can't release you with nowhere to go. Yes, we can. And I was arrested out of there in 2019. Well, this Polish nurse that's taken over as matron, she was mocking me. I said that Steve from the food bank is caring for his dying wife, and you wouldn't even give him information about my whereabouts because he's concerned about me. This is a Christian who works at the food bank who got me on benefits. And she was mocking me, and she said, she held up a notice and she said, do you understand English? And she looked back at her colleague and laughed. And I just looked at her and shook my head because I knew they wanted me to get upset. So there we are. Hello, Brian. Yeah, hi. What? Oh, you talk. What? The nurse, Steve. You need to see this from the start. I know it's very, very long. I have blathered a bit. Just listen to. Hi. Again, hi, Brian. Just listen to my phone call to the local MP office, because I've left voice messages for them, and basically. They've done nothing. They fobbed me off and lied. And this horrible Lucy answered. Firstly, if you're still there, Brian. Firstly, she said she did that. No, David works here. I said, is David there? Thank you. Yeah. So, and I said, David, the MP caseworker that me and my lady witness have met. Then she said, I've had this kind of thing with other people before. She said, she said, we don't have a David here. I'm sure she said we don't have a David here. And I said, there is a David here. She then changed it. She said, I thought you said someone else. Oh, well, I'm sorry, you misheard me. I said David. Bumblebee said in the comments said, I definitely said David. I knew I did. Yeah, I knew I did. I mean, I know what I'm saying. When I said, she said we're going round in circles, I said about hanging up. I said, I've heard that phrase before and I've been hung up on afterwards. And she said, well, I'm not going to do that. Guess what? She did hang up. They make themselves look so stupid. So just go back and watch that and you can see for yourself. I'm not going to hang up on you. And she hangs up. Anyway, you just need to. They're lying and fobbing me off. And she Brian, she claims that someone in the community watching my videos contacted the House of Commons, and they've been banned from. She claims they were abusive. I said, were they abusive about me? Did they say anything detrimental about me? No, I didn't think it would be about me. She said they were abusive to them, about them, but she wouldn't say any more than that. Really? Well, I've been accused of all sorts, making malicious phone calls. I said, they came out to the property where I've been terrorised and assaulted and attacked from the council. We have evidence they say you've been making malicious phone calls. These people are deliberate liars and psychopaths. I have evidence. I said, I have phone calls. Do you know what? This would kill my mum. This would kill my mum. I have evidence of 101 calls where they've been hanging up on me, obnoxious and hanging up on me. And Tina, who's had 40 years of experience, it says they can't do that. Legally, they can't. Well, I'm so glad I've got this YouTube account. And I've been illegally placed, unlawfully, I should say, placed in temporary accommodations because someone with complex issues should not be placed with these dangerous nutcases. So, yeah. Yeah, mean of them. Yeah, what an understatement of the century. But I've been feeling suicidal. Yeah, so I don't know who it was. I know that Scott said that he contacted David MP office on my behalf. I know he contacted the police yesterday. He said there are good police out there. But the last time I phoned, I'm a little bit confused as to why Scott did that, because when I phoned 999, the last time that I did, I was arrested by that well-known local bully, Scott Franklin Lester, after I recorded that vile creature threatening to beat me senseless. I even told this Lucy that I was with Juliet, my witness, playing that recording to them. Anyway, I've really got to go because I can't take anymore. I'm done with it. But Tina said, just so you know, Tina said to contact the MP office. Well, she only needs to hear this, doesn't she? She only needs to hear this because there are people in the PAP community watching this. So, fat lot of good. I mean, no, I don't mean that rudely about Tina. I mean, I'm just done with it. Do you know what? I've spent my whole life putting myself down. I could get children. I could get trained monkeys to do this stuff. It's about who cares. I really can't. I can't get over it. I can't get over it. I really can't get over this. Anyway, I better go. Don't forget, most of the people that work in mental health hospitals need to be in themselves. Yes, yeah. They are sick. There was a patient in there who I think she had learning disabilities, but she was appalled when she witnessed a group of them dragging me into the lounge at the end. Oh my gosh, I would feel happier inside a hamster cage. It's suffocating. They push you out of the office. You can't open the windows. You could cut the atmosphere with a knife. It's not a hospital. It's not a place of wellness. It's about fear and control. It now actually makes me wonder why I'm going to do something that I shouldn't really do. Would you like me to give... No, I better not. Ian, I would be happy to text you 2 Panorama producers' mobile numbers. I could do it right now, couldn't I? No, I think I need to do that in a separate call because I need to calm myself. But basically, you know, at the end of Panorama, in the end credits, there's a Yasmin Yehudi. Mind you, the BBC, as John Patterson said, he was exposing the BBC And I rang them just before he was zoomed down there by the Ministry of Defence. And I couldn't believe the stuff I was hearing and seeing at that point. But I've been going to these people for help, and he was exposing the NHS, baby organs being sold on the black market. It's satanic, basically. The BBC, he was exposing all sorts. I think he's an ex-naval, but there are people from GCHQ watching these videos. That's why I don't know who to trust, because of my connection to John Alexander Patterson and the Hoaxted people, you know, to do with all that satanic Christchurch stuff. But I know about the Tavistock Institute and the Committee of 300, and there's a lady in that property who worked for the Tavistock Institute, and when she was a child, she was one of their clients. So I've got to be kind of careful what I say, but at the same time be outspoken. And my battery is low, so I'm going to end the live stream before it cuts out. And bless you all, and thank you very much. Get Discord. I don't know what Discord is. Hang on, I've got to end it before I don't know how to get Discord. I've got to end the live stream because my battery's about to cut out. Hang on. Sorry.